Okie doke, Sidonius. His Latin can be a bit hard, but we'll see how we go. Quad C, but if, also, for me illicit, it's allowed or permissible for me to compare small things with ablative hard things, or great things, to compare small things with great things. What do we got here? Although, you can add this that looks like I'm dissimilar to him. He's comparing himself to Caesar, Julius Caesar, or Gaius Caesar from part 1. In my successful way, modulum is diminutive of modus, which is a way. Modulum usually is just a measurement. He's also similar, so he's dissimilar in some things, but he's actually similar to the guy. Okay, so it is fitting for you, quam primum, as soon as possible, over all these things, to recognise, you ought to recognise these things, because, tam quam correlatives, because for you, there's a lot of care or interest, just as much in my glory as in my modest things, my veracundia. Could I put our modulus here in Lewis Short? It's a small measure, but it is the diminutive of modus, which is a way. Got modules, water meters, melodies meter, but that's what it means anyway. Flavius, this guy here, he's a vir, which is a man. He's a man clarissimus, a superlative. He's very well known by birth. In his privilege, he's spectacular. He's great. Merito is deservedly an illustrious man, and he's of our homelands man. He's of our Roman man. In prudentia, which is wisdom, and experience, peritia, jointly, juxta, he's maximus at these things. He's great at experience and wisdom. Looks like he's a praeco, which is a herald, as much as I've been able to compare, to discover. He's got an immensity of presence or something. We'll just use that for now. Okay, so here's a verb. Flavius Nicias, he extols in these volumes of his little works. He's got a great wealth of things he's done. In super, probably means something like moreover or something, speaking about it. What have we got here? Which most of the young men, and not a few of the senior men, with various genres of oration and speaking and of military things, since he's still a green in his youth, he's still in the flower of his youth, I myself have super greeting. So he's predicting. He's saying, with this clause here, that I, Sim, I'm supergrassing, I'm better than Caesar himself. I guess if that, or this guy here, whoever he's comparing him to. I think that first bit was about Caesar. And now it's this guy. Okay, 3. 3. Adverb equidem usually means something to do with the first person. So from my point of view, in as much as in quantum is able to happen, theory, other than yakanting, which is boasting. So as much as is able to be done besides boasting, Gaudio, I rejoice concerning the authority of this outstanding man, if he's certain or right. And if he's wrong, fellator, then instead of his authority, he's de amor. He's thinking of him from point of love. Licit, something could be with a infinitive. No, it looks probably more like although or something, which usually takes a subjunctive. Might just leave it out. Quiz, who's provoked now to the deeds of our ancestors is not, another comparative, which we was comparing, who's not very inert nowadays compared to our ancestors. Who also is not like an infant, very, very infantile to the words. So we've got factors, which are deeds, and words. 4, the virtues of these arts of the era, rather the rector, the ruler, or the king. In Genuit, it means he's usually given birth to these virtues. The ruler of Priscus, of earlier eras. So the ruler of these earlier eras, he gave birth to these virtues of these arts, which through time or the age of the world, now it's very tired, lassistus, lassatus, and it's grown old. So time's gone on, everyone's grown tired, it looks like, all these themselves, as if There's a verb here. It's a deponent, immedulla. So this is going with the seeds here. It's usually when you take the medulla or the pith out, pith of the seeds. The seeds have been ripped apart or something. Parum usually means leastly or something. So this leastly something in this time, or small amount this time, in which also show themselves, they're shown to be something Mirandan and memorable. So in this time, only in a few paucous examples are there of things which should be surprising or amazed and memorable. So you can read the lobe or something if you want English of that, or just read it in the Latin, which you probably should do. Tamen, nevertheless, ego I, of him, of his works, although he's the head of all studies and of literature. This is that, whoever he was up here, this guy here. So he's the head of literature. Because I cultivated, praised always his persona. Verio I fear. He's the nominative here. He has prolated his sentence here. He's prolonged or lengthened his feelings or what he thinks above or beyond what is the truth by his feelings or the weight of his feelings here, if you weigh them up. Nequi, neither because of this would I infitias speaking, infidios denying, neither would I deny myself often ad statistics. I was standing there during his actions which are shining, so his great legal actions or whatever he was speaking about. What have we got? Of which me, although I may seem, or I do seem, to be just repaying mutual feelings or something, either in part or cursory or something, it is fast to make memory or mention of my feelings. Okay, part 5. I heard him. I was an adolescent at the time, and still recently coming out of being a boy, growing up, when Parthenius, the prefect who presided over the praetorianship of the Gallic tribunals, under which, obviously, under the magistrate, the consul Asterius of his year, 4As, he's outside, he appeared. He was Trabiatus, he was wearing the trabia, the robe, which you'd wish for, votivum. I was sticking to the curule chair, although I wasn't hidden out of sight due to my rank and order, but certainly I was not sitting because of my age. I was mixed up with a crowd of these are close to the consuls, but not consuls. I was proximate to the proximates of these people here. See critical notes. And so, ut primum, as soon as possible, I guess, this was proacted, it was done briefly, but nor there was a small amount. Given on this day, the sportulars there, little baskets of goodies that are given out. There was an acclamatum, there was a shout from all the assembly of the Gauls, of the leaders of these advocating group, that with the coming hours in which there'd be a festival or something, which was before the sun went down, which was late in the day, and they were waiting in silence, the congruent Lord, so they're all lauding or praising or whatever, as they were giving some honour to the guy who had earned have the fasces, which is a bundle of sticks or something.